Hello, what happened back here? What happened to these dirt piles? It kind of got flattened out today. This morning before it started raining. Now it's all ready for a couple more loads of the dump truck to come in and dump some more. So, a little bit of progress there. So I started a rainy day project, and now that it quit raining, I still have to stick with it, follow through. I've started it, so I'm gonna get back to it. I want to swap some batteries around today in the Coachman, and maybe they got the chargers backwards. I think I could put the one in that one, and that one, and then that one, and that one. It's not gonna work out like I planned it to. Anyway, let me get in here. I think I got the dinette all cleaned off to where I can get these batteries out of here. Figure out how this is all going to work. Come on. We've got a rainy day project to finish. The biggest part of it, I think, was cleaning the dinette off. I got a big battery under here. I got another big battery under this bench. So I got to get these out of here. I got to do some changing around. Honestly, sometimes I feel like remodeling this entire dinette. I got my charge controller, or my inverter down there, and I just might want to arrange things a little bit differently so that, here's the thing. If I would have mounted that charge or that inverter just a few inches lower, I would have the option. I could put this table down like they're designed to do and make this a bed. I mean, I don't know that I ever would. Maybe I could just like make this like a day bed, you know, a lounge, at different times, just because something different. But I don't even have, or if had company, you guys needed an extra bed to sleep over or something, I would have that option. I could make this a bed. But because of the way I mounted that, I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I thought I'll never use this as a bed, right? If I would just mount that a little bit lower, that option would be open. So, I might change that. Gonna do something different about this charger I just have hanging out here loose on the end. It's gonna do something different. We're not gonna use that one anymore. So, first things first, I want to get this battery out of here. Oh, the other part of this is my garage. The storage under here is mainly my socket and wrench set. You know, when I'm traveling, a lot of that stuff's out of there right now for the summer. But when I travel, my socket and wrench set, my other toolbox, a box of like electrical repair stuff, a Dremel, just some tools in there. And there's, well, that battery takes up a good portion in here. So my garage, because the Coachman doesn't have very much outdoor storage, it kind of overflows, and then because there's also a battery in here, there's a little bit more room left in here. That there's nothing but garage stuff in here. I want to get this battery out of here and have this, just all my garage stuff in there, and free this area up over here so that I can put things like a place to store my crock pot, and maybe my sugar-free 7-Up, and a big mixing bowl I have. I want to do something different with my storage too, so I could dig into this a little bit. Oh, so that's where that stuff went. I forgot it was in there. There's that one box of some odds and ends in there. Yeah, oh yeah, and duct tape, little mallets, air compressor. You know, that was the other stuff that goes in here too, is like the e-bike stuff, tire repair kit, the charger, yeah, just all that kind of stuff. WD-40, another hammer, just other stuff. Like I say, this is usually fluids, brake fluid, transmission fluid, anything mechanical that I could possibly need and think of. This fills up quick when I travel. There's that battery. We're gonna get that out of there, and a couple of boards that are around it, those black boards that block it in, and get all the stuff out of here and shop vac it. And this is going to be storage only, and we're no longer going to use that battery. Now I do have to be really careful here, because when I take these off, because they are I'll take one off at a time and tape it up good with some electrical tape. I don't want to accidentally touch these two. Even disconnected from this, they do go over and they're connected to the other battery. So these are still going to be live, and I don't want them to touch each other. So I'll take one off at a time, tape them up, and then I can get this battery out of here. I can't believe what was in here. I've been looking for these and looking for these. I knew I had more batteries for my chainsaw, my little Black & Decker chainsaw and cordless drill. I just couldn't find them anywhere. I almost ordered a couple more, but there they are. Good. And if I go back out west this year, which I'm going to try to, I need to wire one of these back up, or both of them back up. These are those things that are supposed to make sounds at a frequency that just irritates rodents, keep any pack rats and stuff away. Got two of those. There they are. Wire those back up. Charger. What else? A couple of tape measures. I'm not sure what all I got and what else is in here. But I was happy to find those. Alright, well, the battery's out. I get them two boards out of there, shot vac this, and then I'm gonna throw a couple things back in, close it up for now. I can always access it from the end in there and restock it when it gets closer to travel time. Okay, it's all shot vac'd out, and I just threw them couple of bins in there real quick. That'll get better organized when I get my like I said, we'll get closer to travel time. And keep them two batteries near the front there, because we're gonna take those up to camp with us next time. Yeah, we'll get this together. I'm gonna put this this bench back together. I need to get over there and continue on that side. Okay, that's all back together. I just put my little filing thing there and my shot back up on the bench for now. And I found this new map thing, because my other one got so damaged from UV rays, it was faded so bad. I bought that a while back when I got the Coachman. I was going to make a new one for the Coachman. It's just been sitting around for 2 years. Maybe I'll get around to doing that. But I went ahead and unhooked this other charger, and it's a good charger, but it's really not ideal for what I want in the Coachman. I mean, it's great. It does 6 volt, 12 volt. I don't know if it does 24 volt. Yeah, 12 or 24 volt, or 6 volt, or it does lead acid. I think it does AGMs and lithiums. It does battery types of different voltages. It's more of an all-around good charger for like in the garage. I think it'd be, you know, covers many battery, you know, different setups or whatever. But it's not ideal for what I want in here. So I'm gonna put that in the garage. Maybe I'll tote it around. I don't know, but it's not what I want here for what I'm my secondary system here for the TV and refrigerator and everything. Let me get this part of it out here. All right, maybe some light down here would help. Here's kind of the issue. Yeah, see, if I would have just made that a little bit lower, it's probably only 2 inches, probably 2 inches lower. We could have made this into a bed. Yeah, and then there's the charger that's going to get mounted. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work out just yet. Oh, so what is going on here? All these, let's get the other light on. So, my inverter, it's got, what, 3 plugs on the back of it. Well, it has a USB plug. This one, the brown extension cord goes to the TV, and the light one goes to a power strip that's up in that area, and this one down here goes to my refrigerator. So I guess if I take this other battery out, the refrigerator's I should turn this off, and then the of course refrigerator will shut down for a bit, but it shouldn't take too long to change this out and get it fired back up again. Oh yeah, the other side. Diagnostic equipment and Dremel, the big impact for the changing the spare tire, propane hoses. There's those brake pads for the front. I knew I bought some. Let me grab those out of there. Well, this is all going to get emptied out here in a minute. And yep, there's the battery under there. It's kind of funny. There's there's a thing of auto cleaning cloths. You watch the last several videos, you know I'm kind of laughing about that. It's like, what would I use those for? It's not like I ever clean anything. It's not like I ever clean any of my vehicles very often, right? Come on, other screws. Yeah, I just get these 1x2s and block the battery in place so it's not sliding around or anything, yanking on cables and stuff. So let me get these out of here. All right, I got that battery out of there, and what a mess in the garage. Let's go out there for a minute. Now, I did remember to turn the breaker off for the solar and to turn the inverter off. So everything was off, disconnected the battery. Now I'm ready to put this other one in. These are the two that came out. That's one's a 200 amp, one's a 230 amp. It's the other way around, 200 and 230. That was a total of 430. And I'm going down from 430 down to 410. But believe me, I will not miss that 20 amp hours as much as I've missed that storage. Really, go from 430 to 410. It's not enough that I'm going to notice it. I'd be happy to have the extra space getting these out of there and just going down to a single battery. Now, I already have 400 amp hours under the other part of the RV. So I have two systems in the RV. One has 400, this one have 410. Okay, of course it wouldn't be in that set. It would be in this other set I have. 10 millimeter deep well. I need the, see, this is another one of them tool sets that, it goes in there, it travels with me. If I need tools, if I break down, or somebody else, needs some help or something, there's a big torque wrench. I pack stuff, and hopefully I can get it all in there, and I can use some of this for some other space. So just a few things. That's all I need. A place to put a crock pot and a couple of things. I just want my garage all over one side. So yeah, let me get that dropped down, and we'll get this battery in here and get powered back up. The charger is going to be a challenge. It's probably going to have to go up here, I think. Pretty sure of that. And I have to take the charger. There's one in the garage I wanted to use, but I'm actually need to swap and steal the one that I just put in the van. Is going to work better over here. There, that's better. That is definitely lower. That is definitely below this, where the table would drop down onto to make it a bed. And the wires won't be quite as much of a stretch. They weren't pulled tight. The one that goes to the refrigerator, it wasn't tight, but there just wasn't any room to spare, because it goes the whole way under and the whole way under there and over through another hole into that compartment out there where the refrigerator plugs in. So that cord was just long enough to make that stretch. Now it'll actually have a couple inches, a little bit more slack. So what's left? I need to go get that charger and see how that's going to work out as far as the wires, because that one I always had that other charger just laying up on a cushion, and I plugged it into that receptacle up underneath the cabinet because there are none down here. So the other thing is, this other one is 80 amp, and there's another reason why that's going to go in here instead of the 40 amp that I originally planned. So here's what I found out about this big 80 amp charger. Was I found out really quick in the van that 80 amps draws, 80 amps is a lot of power. So what I found out was you can't just run it through a regular extension cord. Actually, this is only 16 gauge, and I have a better, that yellow one I have is a little bit better 14 gauge. It was enough that 14 gauge extension cord got pretty warm. I mean, pretty warm. It's just kind of sketchy there. So I think with an 80 amp charger should really run 12 gauge wire. I borrowed one actually off my my good buddy Russ when we was up at the farm last time, and it did good. It got, if you felt it, you couldn't. Is it maybe warm? I don't think so. It was handling it for running it for an extended period. So I don't want to have to redo everything from the very back. The cord I have made up from the generator to the door, from the door in where there's a an outlet thing, the cord I have that goes up to here, I don't want to have to redo that all 12 gauge just so I can run an 80 amp in here. I'll run the 40 amp in here and be able to leave things alone. I mean, I won't use the 16 gauge, but my my little bit better, my 14 gauge will handle the 40 amp in here. So that's why I'm going to downsize with the charger in here. And this one, we can use the 80 amp in here because the right in here is the dinette. Okay, the battery sits right, right about here. The inverter's right next to it, right under the center of the window. So that charger here, I can run that cord and plug it in directly into this. Okay, this outlet here. Now the Coachman is wired. That is residential 12-2 wiring. So that is 12 gauge residential 12 gauge wiring. So this circuit will be just fine. The refrigerator doesn't use it anymore because I run off the inverter now. So where's that cord at? That's this cord here, this black cord here. Goes down through there and under the dinette up to the inverter. And so I'll just run it reverse order up through here. Oh, if there's enough room. That's the idea, that I'm going to plug it in back here so that anytime I run the generator or that I'm plugged in somewhere, that'll automatically power up and be able to handle the 80 amp draw. That the 80 amp one will auto detect if the battery needs anything and automatically kick in and kick on and stuff. So that's the plan. Okay, it's out. We're back over here. Yeah, for a battery charger. They're pretty nice cables for a battery charger, but it is 80 amp. But do we need anything else out of the van right now? I don't think so. Looks like it might rain again here this evening. This is the 40 amp that is going to go in the van. Like I say, it'll it's better suited for the van. I don't have to change a thing. I'm just going to put that in there, hook it up, and away we go. So I guess I need to swap this out. This plugs into that. I guess I need to change that out. Get this back in the Coachman, get this into the Coachman, and get the 80 amp charger in the Coachman, and we should be up and running again shortly. Get that refrigerator back on again. Okay, I know this is going to sound crazy, but actually this might not go in the van. Alright, just bear with me. Let's get back over to the Coachman. Okay, I know things are getting crazy right now. Alright, but there's a reason. You'll see when it's all done how this is going to work out. I have another Power Queen charger that I actually put in the Coachman. But it's only 20 amp, I believe. And there it is. It is for specifically for lithium batteries. Power Queen, I can run it. Hell, 20 amp. I probably can run it through. Oh no, this is not the same green one. This green one is 14 gauge and has a triple outlet on it. It has the clip-ons, so yeah, maybe I'll fish it back there. Maybe I'll put new ends on it so it bolts on. I don't know, but the van's not without a charger. When we travel for the winter time, I'm interested that the Coachman is well outfitted. Okay, well suited for traveling and boondocking and all right. And this is starting to get a bit crazy in here, so it is. That rain made it humid. It's hot, humid, and I'm lugging batteries and stuff around. I need a really nice cold zero sugar story. Phew. Those are refreshing. Alright, let's get this battery in here. Okay, the battery is all hooked back up. Never mind that little mess in the corner. That's just stuff that goes to the TV and the antenna and the gaming system. It's just stuff you'd find behind anybody's TV. Really, it's that kind of a mess. It's behind anybody's TV or computer. It's just those kind of wires. Once I get this all hooked up and everything, I will run those in a way and use zip ties or whatever, and I will get those cables better sorted out so they're not such an eyesore. But in the meantime, the battery's all hooked back up. There's 3 wires. The 2 biggest wires go over to the inverter, and then 2 wires go to, or come from, my charge controller for my solar, and then the other 2 wires go to that little plug down there, a little gray plug down there, which goes to the charger that I'm going to put up here. So there is one other device I'm probably going to put in here later, but for right now I just want to kind of get hooked back up and do some more figuring on where all these components are going to end up at. Like I say, the charger, and then that other thing, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this exactly. But let's get back to basics anyway and get the refrigerator back on. Well, there it all is. That's got the protective covers. These, I went and tightened up these cables too, I forgot, and put the protective covers back on them. The protective covers are also on the battery. This is the cable that goes up to my charger. That I'm going to probably secure that with some sort of cable clamp once I get that all sorted out up there. But it should be ready to go. This wireless remote is nice for this inverter. If I turn that on, and everything's plugged in over on that side, the refrigerator, the extension cord for the TV, the one that goes up to that other power strip, and my USB thing. So once I turn this on, the refrigerator should come back on. And beep. And it's on. The readout on it is not particularly real bright. Yeah, TV's back on. The light in the refrigerator's on. So, and this readout, I mean, it is visible, I guess, the right angle, right? So 13.4 volts, seems about right to me. All right, I'm gonna put this cushion back on here for now. I think that's gonna be another project. It's getting dinner time, and I've been doing a bunch of stuff today. I think I'm going to the 110 plug. I just set the charger up here on the table for now. I think once I mount that, the plug that goes out there to the 110 where I showed you from outside, I think I'm going to get the hole saw and drill a new hole through for it, because I have wires that run through that hole, and the other hole, and you know, I'd have to pull all those wires out because that hole would need to be made bigger. Those 3 holes would all need to be bigger to get you know, one of those that plug through there. So I'm just gonna, since it's gonna be like right there, and the 110 is on that side anyway, I think I'm just gonna go in that corner and make a new hole that almost goes directly through. So that's gonna be its own another little project, getting that mounted up, I believe. And call it a day on this. These Power Queen batteries, I've done a video way back about them, and that's what's under this cabinet over here. All right, there was one last thing I wanted to verify on this. It was a deciding factor on whether this would get mounted up here or not, was which direction the cooling fans blew. So I didn't want the intake, or I'm sorry, I didn't want the exhaust, I didn't want it going this way, because these things make some heat as they go, and I didn't want the hot exhaust of these blowing on the cushions or wires or anything over here. But here, this is the intake. It draws in the air here, and it exhausts out this side underneath the table. So the airflow, I'm happier that it goes that direction. So this will end up going up a little bit, get some screws in it, and get some wires taken care of. That's where it's going to live, is right about there. so be it. So here's something I don't think I've ever shown anybody, and this, at a glance, maybe you've seen this thing I built. It's pretty crude. I am not a woodworker at all, but it's functional. It gets the job done. I built this. I put those 4 100 amp hour Power Queens in here. All right, let's see them on here. There's 4 of them. So we've got 400 amp hours in here, and I didn't know where else to put them at the time. I thought I'm just gonna put them here. This is what an old chair went here that was missing when I bought the Coachman, and I kind of had this weird spot in the floor. And I thought, let me put them here. It's right by the steps where the original house battery would have been, so it was pretty convenient to get wired into that system. So that's why they ended up here, and I got the bright idea just to build this kind of cabinet on top of it. So, and the inverter is right, pretty short cables. They go, the inverter's right behind it on the wall, and it does get enough air. There is ventilation back on both ends, and it's real convenient to plug anything into. It's 400 amp hours, lots of power. I can use, you know, I haven't really even needed a charger, honestly. I'm kind of even with the amount of solar, 500 watts of solar powering this system and 500 watts of solar powering the other system. So this just kind of stays happy all the time. I think I've only had a charger on it 2 or 3 times when the days were short in the winter time, and I was really using it for cooking and my coffee every morning, maybe one in the afternoon. And if I really use them heavily, I can find myself, and then we get a cloudy day or two, I can find myself in trouble saying I need to charge them. That's all. But normally, if I just cook occasionally, and mainly make the coffee up there where I usually do, I hardly ever have to charge them. But in the event I do need to charge them, traveling again this winter, if I get carried away with them, I want to be able to do so. So those Power Queen batteries are going to get this 40 amp Power Queen charger. Now this, again, not being the big 80 amp, this I can run through, because again there's no outlets up in this part of the RV. There's only a couple 110 outlets. The one up there, one in the kitchen, and one down at the foot of the bed, and one at the bathroom sink. So there are none up here. So on the occasional event that I do need to charge these batteries, I do just run an extension cord back to that floor one, and let them charge for a couple hours, and then watch what the heck I'm doing again like that, because yeah, sometimes I mess up. But this, I cleaned this out. This usually has a couple of, like, you know, bellows walking thing, or you know, one of her brushes, and then I keep a little tiny brush too for, you know, wee little dogs. Sometimes we see wee little cute dogs that we can give some loving to, like Moo Moo, yeah. So that's like Moo Moo's brush. All right, let me put this in. So this can either just sit flat in there, or maybe I'll turn it. Maybe I'll turn it on its side and put some screws in it. But there's already a hole back here. I can probably, so I just run cables, and these are taken care of. Like I say, it's rare. It is rare that these ever need charged. I've had these Power Queens for probably at least 2.5 years. I've never had to take this off. Like I say, this cabinet is attached to the floor. I got screws in around here. They're also blocked in with, like I have the other ones, 1x2 furring strips, so they can't move or slide. And I put this down over it and ran screws into it. I've never had to take this off for any reason. 2.5 years. Like I say, they are truly maintenance free. Forget about them. They're in there and they work great. All right, I am like ready to wrap this up and maybe get a bite to eat. Oops, sorry. Put little bags up there too, extra ones. So over time, I have ended up with, you know, a lot of Power Queen products. And that one, I have that one gizmo gadget to install too. Maybe it's part of that other project. I gotta get a cable for it. But they got all kinds of stuff, and so far works great for me. I'll leave a link like I always do for this sort of thing down in the video description. Go snoop around on it. Never had a problem with any of the products so far. These batteries and the other charger I have. Now I've got some new stuff in addition. So that's it. I think we're gonna wrap this up. I'm hungry. I'm glad this job's done. Only a couple little things left to put away. I'm done. All right. There's always tomorrow. I'll see you next time.